Hey Snowies fam, it's Lauren here with the BioLite FirePit Plus. I'm going to run through it and show you how it works.
Hit it.
We've got a portable power pack for charging devices and for powering the efficient airflow system. It also has the versatility of not only a comfort fire, but cooking as well. So this is your fire pit when it comes out of the box. Now obviously this one is our display one or our demo one, and it's been cranked up a couple of times, so it's not as shiny as yours will be. It's also had the handles attached, which is what you'll screw on as well when it's fresh out of the box. Now all the componentry here will stash into the body of the fire pit, and when it's all packed up it is 70 centimeters long by about 30 centimeters wide and just under 30 centimeters tall. Now to get your fire pit set up, we've got legs underneath the bottom here which fold away, so we're just going to swing those ones out, and on the outside here, which you'll be able to see on this leg, it's got a little knob, I guess, or button that pops out and locks them into place, similar to your older style vacuum tubes. And do this side as well. Now once all four of those legs are set up, the next component we've got here is our little fire grate. Now this is quite a nifty little grate because you've got a couple of options with how you use it. It sits into the bottom of the fire pit, right down the bottom there like so, but alternatively you have on both ends here some little hooks which will allow you to lift up this grill and hang it from either end, which raises your grill up. So this is ideal for if you want to be cooking or using this as a barbecue. You might have charcoal or heat beads or something like that. So talking about using it as a barbecue or cooking, the next component that we've got is our grill. So this one here will slide along the top like so. We've got a couple of, on the bottom here, these little wire tabs there, and they will sit inside the fire pit like so, and then this little bar underneath will stop it from being able to pull right off. So this one just slides across the top of the fire pit and open again. And the third and final component is our power pack, our battery component. This one here also has the fan, so I'm going to run through the specifications of that a bit later on. But we've got these two little metal tabs here and a third one at the top. These just hook onto the bottom two tabs on the body of the fire pit, and then this clicks in up the top here. And as you can see, when that's in place, I'll remove this to show you again. You've got this little seal, a square seal here where the fan air comes out, and we've got the corresponding square there on the body of the fire pit. So when we're attaching it, they will just butt up against each other and create a nice firm seal. So all in all, your fire pit weighs about 9 kilos, and when it's fully set up, it's just under 75 centimeters long with additional length on the battery pack here. It's still 30 centimeters deep, but it's raised itself up to 48 centimeters, or just under 50 centimeters tall, with this grill plate on here as well. The materials are steel componentry, and also we've got this X-ray mesh that goes around the body and the end of the fire pit here. It gives you like a really nice field of vision of the fire. That's one of the things that's been upgraded from the original fire pit to the fire pit plus, is they've enlarged this X-ray mesh here, and the whole fire pit body is a high temperature powder coated enamel, which is also an upgrade on the previous model, which was known to have some rusting and deterioration of that coating, where that's not an issue in this new model. We've also got this battery pack on the end here, which is plastic essentially. Now what I'm going to do is get a fire set up and cranking in the fire pit, and whilst that's going, I'm going to run you through the specs of the battery and airflow pack. So there's a couple of things to consider when you are loading up the wood for your fire pit. The first one being that it's recommended you don't exceed timber longer than 40 centimeters, so it fits nicely into the body of the fire pit. As well as you can see here, this top row of holes, I'll talk about that in a little bit. We want to make sure our wood is not exceeding the height of that as well. That way we know it's going to burn super efficiently. Now I have got my little trusty blowtorch here for ease of getting this this fire started. And in the bottom I've also used what's called fat wood. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that. It's essentially just timber that's really high in natural oil, so it will kindle really quickly. Downside of that though is often it will pump out some black smoke. Now, whilst I've got the fire kicking off now, I'm just going to turn this button on the side to get the fan going and get that airflow, just to support the establishment of that fire. As you can see, that little orange light there. And I'm going to wait for that sort of fat wood to burn down a bit and get rid of that black smoke. So this battery pack on the end here can be charged via USB before your trip. It's got a 13,000 milliamp or 12,800 milliamp hour battery pack inside of it. So there's plenty of power in there to fan or to fuel the fan, to power the fan, I should say, for your fire. But it's also, as you can see here under this tab, it's got a USB output, which will allow you to charge your mobile phone or possibly even USB rechargeable cameras, lighting, anything like that. All of the other BioLite accessories as well are compatible to be charged with this unit through their ecosystem. So essentially, we've got, as I said, the battery inside this power pack here, which gives you the option of portable power. But what that also does is it powers a fan, which I mentioned before, that forces air into the fire pit and helps you to control the efficiency of your fire pit and how it's burning. Now, on the inside of the fire pit here, along both sides on the top here, you can see a tube with holes in it, and there's also a tube that runs down the center that's also surrounded with air holes. Basically, what that's doing is, depending on the speed of your fan, that's forcing air into the body of the fire pit and obviously oxygenating it and creating a really healthy environment for that fire to burn. Now, the benefits of this are twofold. One, it allows you to get your fire started really easily by pumping that oxygen through, especially when it's just often, you know, when you're out camping or you've got your back pergola, you're needing lots of fire and lots of kindling and things like that to get the fire going. Definitely not the case with the BioLite FirePit. It also means that you can, like over the weekend, for example, when I was using the fire pit, just to get to know it a little bit better, putting a couple of logs on and things like that, the fire slowed down a little bit, it started to smolder, we'd put a log on that possibly was a little bit too big. All we needed to do was crank up the fan, which pumped more oxygen in and increased the intensity of that fire and got that log going, and had a lot larger heat output and a lot more of an efficient burn as well. So remember at the beginning when I was loading up the fire pit, I was discussing how it's important not to exceed that level of air holes in the top there. That's just to make sure that you don't have any active fuel and fire burning above those air outlets, and the fan circulation and air circulation that's happening within the fire pit is really efficient. It also allows for there to be what is called a secondary combustion, essentially, and that means that any smoke that's escaping your fire pit will have that additional airflow and allow it to recombust. Essentially, smoke is unburnt fuel, essentially. So basically, when that airflow starts and that airflow starts to happen around that fire pit, it's creating that secondary combustion there, and it's allowing that smoke to reignite and really drastically reducing the overall smoke output of your fire pit. So when it comes to actually controlling the fan on your unit, we've got a couple of little indicators here. The first one is the battery, so that will let you know how full your power unit actually is. Obviously, as you're using your fan over time or you're charging other devices, that's going to drop down. The actual fan speed indicator is our second one up the top here. So we have our first little indicator, which means our fan is on the first speed. Now, if we press that one again, it should cycle through to the second speed. And as we're doing this also, you might be able to hear the sound of the fan is actually becoming noisier as well. That's on the third speed. That's on the fourth and highest speed, which, as you can hear, is actually quite noisy. And then pressing that drops the fan speed all the way back down and then pressing and holding for 3 seconds turns the fan off. So your fully charged power or airflow unit will give you 30 hours of fan time on low, around 14 hours on medium, and about 7 hours on high. So my observations from using this fire pit over the course of the weekend is that it's actually quite a nifty little unit. I think it does have limitations for you if the kind of fire that you like to have when you're out and about camping and doing those kind of adventures is maybe a little bit larger, or you're actively cooking on it for a large group or family or things like that. I think the fire pit more ideally is suited to a lifestyle situation. It's perfect for your back patio, veranda, perfect for maybe caravanners or camper trailer users, or people who just want to get out and about away for the weekend. One thing that I will mention though is I did have personally a bit of trouble trying to activate that smokeless feature or that second combustion, and I think upon reflection the reason why that is because the wood that we had in the fireplace was exceeding that air row. We didn't have the right sized wood, and we'd only taken a certain type of wood away with us and didn't have the ability to cut it down smaller. The fact that you can control the airflow around your fire though and allow it to burn hotter or more efficiently is a massive plus. If you're prepared, you're taking limited wood with you, it's all a nice right size, it's a definite win. The other option that you've got with controlling the heat and the overall flame output and things like that from a cooking perspective is also pretty nifty as well. It's almost comparable to how you may control a gas barbecue. So that's about it for the BioLite FirePit Plus. You can get this at snowies.com.au at our lowest prices every day. If you found this video helpful, give us a like. If you've got any questions or comments, chuck them below. You can head here to subscribe or here for more helpful videos. Catch you later, Snowies fam.